Hello everybody. Welcome back to my channel. It's Monday and today is day 9 of the Summer Scrapping Series, and I have two guests today. They are Lisa Kingston and Rebecca Keppel, who I have been on design teams with both of those ladies. So please go check out their channels, which I'll link below. So I am doing a page about my kids tubing in the summer, and I was looking for a circular background cut file. And as I was going through my files, I found this, it's actually a card. It's called Paisley Card, and I got it from the Silhouette store. And I'm not going to use it as a card, obviously, but I really loved this pattern. And it reminded me of splashes and waves, and I thought it'd be great for a background. So I deleted all the elements that make it a card, like the perforation and the the square cutout, and I just enlarged the Paisley pattern and cut it out. And I had positioned 2 squares on there because those are where my photos are going to go. And while it was cutting, I had pulled out a whole bunch of stuff from my stash. So the first thing I wanted to do is put some frames around my photos. They are kind of small, but I thought that by framing them, it would make them stand out a little bit more. So I have frames here from crepe paper and Simple Stories, and I think these pink and red ones I'm using are from crepe paper. On the bottom left photo, I had this kind of piece of pattern paper come out, and it's cut out already, and it said Summer Days, and this really started defining my layout. It was already cut out. I must have not used it on a previous project, but had cut it out, and I stuck it under the corner of the photo on the bottom left there. And I thought, you know what, maybe I'll add a whole bunch of circular elements. And I also found a couple chipboard pieces from the same crepe paper collection, a chipboard sheet that I haven't really, I really want to get this stuff used up, so I'm trying to, bust through my stash. But there was a tube and a beach ball and a life vest type thing, and I thought they all went really well. So I'm going to add in some more circular elements here too. So I've also pulled out a die cut pack from Ellie's Studio, and it has these aquas and reds and yellows, and this is totally different than what I had envisioned. I was initially going to do some strips behind each photo on top of the die cut circle, the Paisley circle in the background. But when I found that one kind of element that said Summer Days and put it under the corner of the photo, I thought maybe I will just go with the circle elements. And again, it kind of goes with the theme anyway. So I am just busting out through a whole bunch of things here. I'm kind of sticking with this aqua, yellow, red, and orange color combo, which I have noticed when I went back through some of my week 1 layouts seems to be a common theme. I don't know if it's just because I have a lot of those colors in my stash, or if it's because I'm just drawn to creating with them. I think it's a little bit of both. I really love this color combo for summer photos. So what else do I have? I have some stickers from October Afternoon and some flair from October Afternoon. The one sticker up there that says summer underneath my top right photo, it was literally just stuck to a bag, and I think I had put it on a project and didn't use it, and I just pulled it off the bag and said, I'm going to use that. So I stuck it on the photo there. Some stickers here from Cocoa Vanilla. A pair of little flip-flops there, which I think those were from the October Afternoon sheet too. Some brads, which I think were from Cocoa Vanilla. And then these little stickers that I have tried to use on layouts several times. It's from the Poolside collection, and they're red and yellow and aqua, the colors that I'm using, and they say the months of the summer. They say June, July, and August, so they're really teeny tiny, and I'm glad that they finally work with a page. Okay, so I kind of arranged all that, and then once I was happy with it, of course, I took everything back off again, and I'm going to fiddle with my liquid glue here because my top is clogged. And I'm going to start by gluing down this piece of cardstock underneath the die cut there. I decided to go with cardstock instead of a pattern paper because it was already a really super busy pattern, and I thought if I put a piece of pattern paper underneath there, the design might get lost anyway. And I knew I was going to do some mixed media over the top of it, so I'm just going to leave it with plain cardstock. So I glued it down with some tacky glue. I'm going to gesso over some of the areas. I first started using a little spatula there, but I didn't like the way it was kind of going in the cracks of the cutout parts. So I'm just going to smudge it around with my fingers, and I think that spreads a little bit better. And now I'm going to add some more color here with some mists. I have teal Heidi Swapp Color Shine that I'm going to use the packaging technique with, and I do go back with my brush a little bit and fill in some spots. So I'm just going to put the mist here, the ink behind where my photos are going to be, and then I will splatter some on in different areas of the page. This is my favorite ink color, Heidi Swapp Color Shine color. It's almost gone, and I don't think I have ever used an entire bottle of Color Shine before, so this is a milestone. I'm going to have to stock up on some more. So I went through some blue, I did some blue splatters, I let that dry, and then I went back with some dark navy splatters, and I let those dry, and then added some gold. And then I do use my heat gun here and give it a quick blast with some heat to let it dry off. Then I went with my machine and I stitched over the outside edge with an aqua thread to kind of outline that circle a little bit more. And now I'm just going to layer on all of my little pieces. I cannot believe how fast this page came together because, like I said, it was not, as I started designing it, it was not what I had planned in my head, so I just went with the circle theme, and it's easy to kind of do that because then you just look through all your collections for anything that's circular, and voila. I'm cutting down this die cut a little bit because it was kind of an oval shape, and I wanted it to be a little bit more round, so I just trimmed it a little bit. And I'm playing around here so the frames are chipboard in the photo, and then I layered that little beach ball with the word sun on it on top of that. So the one end of the beach ball is up pretty high because it's 2 layers of chipboard thick. So I put a little foam dot underneath it to help balance out the layers there, just so it's not kind of flimsy. And I do have to trim, my photos are a tiny bit bigger than the frames, and that's just because I cut a border on them. These photos are 2.5 inches square, by the way, which I often, like, I wasn't, when I'm printing these photos, I'm not thinking about what products I'm going to use. I'm just printing them in a size that I think is fun and might work for these photos. So I was lucky that they actually fit in some of the frames I had. Also, I'm trying to balance out the colors a little bit on the page so that each photo cluster has the pink, red, yellow, and aqua, and maybe a little bit of orange. But the other dots on the page, I'm kind of keeping the colors together. So I have like a little cluster of aqua dots and a little cluster of red and a little cluster of yellow. And a lot of dimension here with some foam squares. So this was super easy, and I love, love, love the way that cut file looks in the back. This might be one of my new favorite cuts for summer pages. Again, here I have to kind of play around with the layers because this one's actually 3 layers of chipboard high because I have this chipboard circle underneath the chipboard frame. And then I'm going to put that chipboard little life raft there, the red and white striped raft on top. So a couple different layers. I have these foam squares you can see in the bottom left are from Oriental Trading, and it's their variety pack of foam squares, and they come in 3 sizes. Like each square is a different size, but they're also 3 different heights. So the small ones are closer to the page, and the medium ones are, you know, a little bit higher, and then the biggest foam squares are much higher off the page. So I love that they have different height foam squares. I went back and added a couple enamel dots there, again going with the circle themes just to tie in a few more of the colors. I found this sticker sheet from, I think this is Photo Play paper pack I have. And this is going to be a totally goofy title. It's going to say Totally Tubular. I don't even know if I spelled tubular right, but that's, can you tell I'm a product of the 80s? So that's what the title is going to be. I'm going to use these aqua ones as well. When I use these little tiny rectangle stickers like this, I layer them on top of each other so that if I want to move them, I can pick up the whole unit, which I just did right there, and moved it to a different spot. And that does it. I added some journaling around the edge there, and I just love how this came out. So fun, a lot of movement with that paisley design in the background, which is kind of what I was going for with the movement of the tubes, and then of course the circle elements on the page help pick up again the theme of the tube. So that does it for day 9. Again, Rebecca Keppel and Lisa Kingston are my guests today. Go check out their channels below and stay tuned for another page coming up tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching and stay scrappy, friends. Have a great day.